had the coat on, the bag packed, the dough in your hand. Yeah, but the morning moved on without waiting for your plane. The city don't hold the clock while you get yourself together. You were almost ready. Almost don't mean never. You watched somebody pass who started after you did. Lord, and they were already halfway down the road you hid. The gap wasn't talent, wasn't luck, wasn't fate. It was one more morning you spent getting ready too late. The world don't wait for Eddie. The world don't wait for Eddie. And the street was already gone. Yeah, and somehow that's the weight you've been carrying all along. But the door's still there, and the pavement's still cold. Ready or not, that's just how the story gets told. You saw them move into the space you were about to take. Yeah, younger hands, lighter step, no hesitation, no mistake. And you didn't say a word, you just pulled back your pace. Something shifted in your chest, when they moved into your place. It wasn't anger, wasn't envy. It was something older than that. Lord, it was the quiet kind of question you can't answer back. The lane was open, you were coming. They just got there first. And that particular kind of late is its own particular hurt. The lane don't hold your name. The lane don't hold your name. You kept walking, same direction, same wet pavement underfoot. Yeah, the city keeps no record of the ground you almost took. But you were there, and that still counts for something in the end. The lane moves on, so do you, and the road don't ever bend. Nobody sent a letter saying the window was about to close. Yeah, you were still making plans when the opportunity just rose. The world moved on the way it always does, without a warning sign. You looked up from your list and everything had already crossed the line. You know somebody who was slower, less prepared, less sure than you. Lord, and they're standing where you figured you'd be standing too. It wasn't that they knew more, they just stopped waiting to begin. And the world don't care about your reasons, only where you've been. Nobody waits for Eddie. Nobody waits for Eddie. same street, same coat, same weight on your back. Yeah, but knowing the world didn't wait, that don't mean you can't go back. The pavement's wet, the night is long, the lane is still ahead. The world moved on without you once. It won't notice if you live. You were standing on the corner when the thing you wanted passed. Yeah, close enough to touch it, gone too quick to hold it fast. And you stayed right where you were, same shoes, same patch of ground. The whole world shifted one block over, and you never made a sound. You've been on this sidewalk longer than you care to count the years. Lord, watch the seasons change the storefronts, and the faces disappear. It ain't that you were wrong to wait. Sometimes the timing just betrays. But the view from the same sidewalk starts to look the same for days. You watched it go from where you stood. You watched it go from where you stood. The sidewalk's still the same sidewalk. It don't owe you anything more. Yeah, but you're not the same person who was standing here before. The thing that passed already passed. You can't call it back tonight. But the sidewalk leads somewhere new, if you're willing to walk it right. You've been carrying the word late, like it means the same as done. Yeah, like arriving after dark means you already lost and someone won. But late is still the road, still the rain, still the weight on your feet. Late is still you're moving, and moving don't mean defeat. You know what stop means. You've been close enough to feel it land. Lord, and late ain't stopped. Late is still a step, still a plan. The ones who got there first don't own the place they stand. And the ground don't care what time you show, just that you ran. Late don't mean lost. Late don't mean lost. Because you took the long way getting here. Yeah, the rain falls just the same on everyone. The late, the early, the unclear. You made it to this block tonight, and that already cost you something real. Late don't mean lost. It means you know exactly how the pavement feels. You measured every step you took against the ones ahead. You borrowed somebody else's clock and wore it like a weight of lead. But the timeline was never yours. It never fit the load you bore. You've been running someone else's race on a track that wasn't yours before. You looked at where they were at 30, and you felt the gap like stone. Lord, but they weren't carrying what you carried. They weren't walking what you'd known. The comparison was never clean. The clocks were never set the same. You've been calling yourself behind on a schedule with somebody else's name. You were never behind. You were on your own clock. You were never behind. You were on your own clock. Schedule, but the one your feet are made. Yeah, every block you covered late still counts. The debt's already paid. You weren't a step behind the world. The world just didn't know your time. You were always where you needed to be. You kept account of every time you came in second to the line. Yeah, every name that passed you, every door that closed, every sign. But the pavement under all those steps was never watching what you did. It never marked you late or early, never cared about the grid. You held the score inside your chest for longer than it had a right to stay. Lord, tallied up the losses on a ledger only you could weigh. The street outside don't have a record of the race you thought you ran. The concrete just held every step. It never judged the man. The pavement never kept your score. The pavement never kept your score. You can put the countdown now. The street was never asking for it back. Yeah, the weight of all that keeping score was heavier than the load you packed. The pavement's wet, the night is still. The city doesn't hold your debt. You walked it all, and that's enough. And the street's not done with you yet. You thought the whole thing had a finish line somewhere ahead. Yeah, a place where you'd finally know you weren't behind or misled. But the finish line was never what the walking was about. You kept moving through the doubt, and that's what it always was throughout. You made it through the weeks that had no reason to be kind. Lord, through the mornings where the world was already gone before you'd find. Sidewalks and the rain, and every lane somebody took. You kept your feet on the pavement. That's the only thing you took. You're still moving. That was always the whole thing. You're still moving. That was always the whole thing. City's quiet now, the rain is thin, the street is almost still. Yeah, and you're here at the end of it, not because of skill, because you didn't stop when stopping would have been the easier call. You're still moving, and that was always the whole thing after all.